What's going on, guys? This is Matt, and up for review today is a pretty unique and polarizing monitor. This is the Pixio PX325C, coming in currently at $350 for the version with the basic stand and $50 more for the version with the highly adjustable VESA-mounted stand. This VESA-mounted stand, the P400, you can also buy separately and is currently $60. This is a curved 32-inch monitor with a refresh rate of 144Hz, while also boasting FreeSync capabilities, which I'll get into in a minute. It's rocking a Samsung SVA panel with a resolution of 1920 by 1080 and viewing angles of 178 degrees. Now yes, 1080p at 32 inches is definitely not as detailed as many people like for computer monitors, but for those of you in that camp, I'd implore you to check out Pixio's 24-inch version of this monitor, the PX245C. So let's begin with the unboxing experience. The PX325C came nicely packaged and setup was simple for both the basic stand and the P400 stand. Along with the monitor and stand in the box, you also receive a user manual, a Pixio sticker, a power cord, a 3.5mm audio cord, a display cable, and a DVI cable. It's nice to see Pixio include all of these cables so you can be up and running with your monitor as soon as you get it out of the box. Pulling it out of the box and setting it up, I began to realize this is a really nice looking monitor and was a far cry from the PX274 I checked out last summer, which was nowhere near as good looking or premium feeling as this monitor. I like the fact Pixio has begun to increase focus on the aesthetics of their monitors, which was one of the few downsides of the PX274 and 277 monitors. The minimal design and neutral colors really makes this thing look premium, and though I do enjoy the extra functionality of the P400 stand, man does the basic all metal stand look good. Plugging the monitor in and powering it on, I was greeted by the really nice SVA panel. VA panels are one of the three main panel types, including IPS and TN. IPS panels boast the most accurate colors and widest viewing angles, while having generally bad response times and not the best contrast. TN panels offer great response time while having poor color accuracy and viewing angles, and VA lives somewhere in between IPS and TN with great contrast, decent color, and decent viewing angles, while also having generally better response time over IPS. Because of this, I think it's a great monitor for content consumption, including watching movies, playing games, and other general computing tasks. Though if you are a content creator, I'd probably recommend an IPS panel for more accurate colors, and if you're the most hardcore of gamers, you'll probably want to look into a TN panel. Taking a quick physical tour of the monitor, on the front we find the screen itself with a relatively thin matte finish bezel and a very minimal branding with a subtle model number and subtle button guide. On the back we find a red Pixio logo, some product info, a VESA mount, and all of the I/O that can be kind of hidden with this cover thing, which is good if the back of your desk doesn't face a wall. In terms of I/O, there's DVI in, HDMI in, DisplayPort in, 3.5mm audio out for audio pass-through, and a power input. The power input is just a standard ATX power cord, which is nice to see and means the monitor power supply is built in, meaning no power brick. The top and sides are bare, and the bottom just has some screws, vents for the speakers, and the menu buttons. The built-in speakers aren't great, but work in a pinch if you don't have speakers or headphones and need to hear audio from your PC. In terms of the basic stand, it's just this angular metal stand which holds the monitor nicely but only gives you forward and back tilt functionality. The P400 stand gives you every adjustment you could want, including tilt both forward to back and left to right, rotation, vertical height adjustment, and can even accommodate this big 32-inch monitor in the vertical orientation. I think the basic stand is fine for most use cases, but if you're going to spend a lot of time in front of this monitor, you should heavily consider picking up the version with the upgraded P400 stand. So let's talk about using this monitor. It did take a little bit at first to get used to the size and pixel density, but once I did, it was really enjoyable for playing games, watching videos, and doing other full screen activities that allowed me to sit back and enjoy them. The size of the screen and curve create a really immersive experience, and the 144Hz makes gaming on this with a decent system a dream. And even if you can't push the frame rate that high, the fact this has a FreeSync range of 59 to 144Hz means even mid-range to low-end PCs can take advantage of the smoother and overall better experience FreeSync can offer. If you want to learn more about this, go ahead and click the card above, which will have a link to a really great OzTalks hardware video about using a budget GPU with a FreeSync monitor and all the benefits it can give you. So to test this monitor, I used Legom.nl, which is a free and easy to use website where you can test a multitude of features on your monitor for free. You can test contrast, sharpness, black level, white saturation, gradient banding, and more. During my testing, I found everything to be as advertised with the exception of response time, which is around 6 milliseconds, which is a bit higher than the advertised 4 milliseconds on the website, but this is pretty common and something I expected to see. This response time was perfectly adequate for me, but maybe too high for some of you pro MLG CSGO players out there. In terms of the built-in menu, it has a decent amount of features and settings with some extras like a built-in crosshair and timer, but navigating the menu is kind of cumbersome. This is fine for me as when I get a new monitor, I usually enter the menu when I first get it, set everything how I like it, and never touch the settings again. It was also nice to see FreeSync was enabled out of the box, which isn't always the case with all monitors. Overall, I enjoyed using the monitor a lot. The deep contrast, wide viewing angles, and subtle curve all make for a great content consumption experience. At $350, I think this monitor is providing a decent amount of value for the money. Obviously, this monitor isn't for everyone, but if you're looking for a big monitor with a high refresh rate, FreeSync, and other nice features like a curve, then this may be a good option for you. So yeah guys, I think this wraps this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing for more PC and tech related content in the future. And as always, this is Matt from Tech by Matt, signing out.